So first of all, I want you to know you're not alone. But what if I told you there are proven techniques that can help turn those free consultations into sales? Techniques that can help you to overcome objections, connect more deeply with your clients, and ultimately grow your business. In this video, I'm going to share 5 powerful techniques that have transformed my own sales process and can do the same for you too. So if you're ready to stop leaving money on the table and start closing more sales, I invite you to keep watching. Well, in today's video, we are going to talk about effective strategies to help you to get sales from your consultations. We'll start by understanding the numbers game in sales and why not every consultation, why it doesn't necessarily need to lead to a sale. Next, we'll discuss the importance of a well-planned consultation call and how it can guide the conversation towards a sale. Then we'll move on to the heart of our discussion, overcoming objections. And I'll share with you some common objections that you might face and how to respond to them effectively. And remember, overcoming objections is a skill. It is not a natural talent that you're born with. It is a skill that you can learn. Finally, I'll wrap up with a special gift for you, a valuable resource that will further help improve your sales skills. So whether you're new to sales or maybe looking to refine your approach, this video has something for you. So let's go ahead and get started. In case you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Lesli Bitel, and I'm a business growth expert. And I'm also a coach and mentor specifically for health professionals in private practice. And over the last 10 years, I've worked with thousands of dietitians, nutritionists, integrative health professionals, naturopathic docs, chiropractors, and MDs to help grow their practices. So my mission is to help health professionals just like you to grow your private practice and to serve more clients while generating multiple streams of income through group programs, courses, and of course, passive income products. I wanted you to know that it wasn't always smooth sailing for me. I do remember the early days of my practice when I would have consultation calls that really felt great in the moment, but they didn't result into sales. And it was scary, right? I started to really question myself. But then I realized that selling is a skill, right? And like any skill, it can be learned and improved. I dedicated myself to really honing in, learning the skill, understanding the nuances of consultations and how to turn those consults into sales. And let me tell you, it made a huge difference in my bottom line. Once I learned how to sell and sell with integrity, of course, my business took off. And that's what I want to share with you here today. The techniques that I've learned, the strategies that have worked for me, and how you can implement them in your own practice. So, are you ready to transform your free consults into sales? Let's do it. So before we dive in, if you do find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And if you happen to know anyone else in your world who might benefit from this content, don't hesitate to share it with them. Really, your support helps me to continue to provide important content like this. So let's go ahead and get started with the 5 powerful techniques to turn your free consultations into sales. So let's dive into our first technique, which I like to call the Needs Navigator. And this technique is all about understanding and navigating your client's needs. So before you can sell someone anything, honestly, you need to understand what your client is looking for, right? If you don't take the time to explore what they're looking for, that's when sales starts to feel really inauthentic and salesy. So think about it. When you're on a consultation call, your potential client is sharing their challenges, their goals, and their dreams with you. They're giving you a roadmap to what they want and need. And your job is to navigate that roadmap. So how do you do that? By asking open-ended questions that cannot be answered with a simple yes or no answer. questions that encourage your potential client to open up and share more about their situation and their needs. For example, instead of asking, "Are you looking to improve your health?" you could ask, "What health goals are you hoping to achieve in the next 6 months?" Or, "What do you want your life to look like, let's say, a year from now?" So this type of question really encourages your potential client to share more about their needs, and it gives you a much better understanding of how your services can meet those needs. And remember, the consultation is not just about selling your services. It is always about providing value and building trust. And the only way that you can do that is by gaining a clear understanding of where that particular client wants to land. So when your potential client feels heard and understood, they are much more likely to trust you. And when they trust you, let's be honest, they're much more likely to buy from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you been using open-ended question in your consultative calls? What's been the impact? Leave me a comment. Again, I'd love to hear from you. All right, so now let's move on to our second technique, which is the barrier breaker. All right, this technique is all about overcoming objections proactively. So here's the deal. The reality is that every potential client is going to have some concerns or objections about working with you and investing their hard-earned money into your services. It could be about the cost, the time commitment, or even concerns about the potential for effectiveness of your packages, programs, and services. And these objections that are going on in their heads can be barriers that prevent them from moving forward and making a purchase. Here's the thing though, you don't have to wait for your client to voice these concerns. Instead, why not address them up front? For example, if you know that cost is a common concern for your potential clients, address it during the consultation. You can do that by explaining the value of your services, offer payment plans, or show how investing in your services can save them a lot of money in the long run. By addressing objections proactively, you're showing your potential client that you understand their concerns and that you have solutions ready to go. And this can really help to break down the barriers and pave the way for a yes. So that's our second technique, the barrier breaker. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you been addressing objections proactively in your consultations? And if so, what has been the impact on sales? If you want to continue this conversation with a community of like-minded health and wellness professionals, I did want to just quickly invite you to join my free Facebook group called Build Your Killer Practice, and I'll leave that link in the description below. All right, moving on to our third technique, value visualization. And this technique is all about showing your potential client the value of your services. You see, it's not enough to explain to your clients what you do. The key here is that you must show them how the services can solve their problems and improve their situation. So for example, if you're a dietitian and your potential client is, struggling with weight loss, you don't want to just tell them that, I'll provide meal plans, right? Instead, you want to show them how the meal plan can help them to lose weight, improve their health, and boost their confidence, right? So answering that question, why and how. And how do you do this? By using testimonials, case studies, and data. If you have a previous client who achieved great results with your meal plans or your program, be sure to share their story. If you have data showing the effectiveness of your program, be sure to share it. These are powerful tools that can help that potential client to actually visualize the value of your services. So that is our third technique, value visualization. By showing your potential client the value of your services, you're not just selling them a service, you're selling them a solution to their problem. And that is so very critical. Let's move on to our fourth technique called confidently composed. And this technique is all about maintaining your sense of composure and your confidence during your consultation calls. And remember, you are the expert here. You have the knowledge, the skills, and the experience to really help your potential client achieve their goals. And it's very important to convey that sense of confidence during your consultation calls. keeping in mind that being confident does not mean pushy. It's really about guiding the conversation, steering it towards a sale, but doing so in a very respectful and non-pushy way. So for example, if your potential client is hesitant, of course, we're not wanting to pressure them into making a decision. Instead, reassure them. Reassure them about their concerns, maybe provide more information, and give them the space to make a good, informed decision for themselves. So being confidently composed, you are showing your potential client that you're a professional who respects their needs and decision-making process. And finally, let's move on to our fifth and final technique, and this is called follow up to the finish. This technique is all about the power of following up. Important to know that not all sales are made on the first call, because sometimes clients, they need time to think or maybe discuss it with others, and that is perfectly fine. But what's critical here is what you do after the consultation. So remember, you must follow up. In fact, I recommend that you set up a quick 10-minute call within a specified time frame just to see where they've landed with their decision making. And you can use this as an opportunity to answer any additional questions they might have, reinforce the value of your services, and to show them that you are genuinely interested in helping them. So even if at the follow-up, let's say they still are undecided, or they say, now's not the time, the key here is that you follow up again, maybe a couple months later. Doing so can make, honestly, a huge difference in your sales. And in many cases, the person will realize that they've not made any progress forward on their own, and therefore will decide to move forward with you at that time. It also shows your potential client that you are truly committed to providing value and that you are there for them every step of the way. So that's our fifth and final technique called follow up to the finish. Now, I have a small challenge for you. I would love it if you would think about a time when follow-up made a big difference in your life. It could be follow-up from a doctor, a teacher, or maybe some kind of a salesperson. How did the person's willingness to follow up with you, how did it make a difference for you? Please share your story in the comments below, and let's just see how powerful follow-up can actually be. All right? So now that we've covered all 5 techniques, I'd love to do a really quick recap with you and talk about the key takeaways from today's video. Alrighty, so first we talked about the Needs Navigator, and this technique is all about understanding your client's needs by asking open-ended questions. And remember, the consultation is not just about selling your services, it's about providing value and building that all-important trust. Second, we discussed the barrier breaker, and this technique is about overcoming objections, albeit proactively. So you want to address common objections like cost, time commitment, and effectiveness of your programs and services up front. Third, we explored value visualization, showing your clients how your services can solve their problems, their challenges, and improve their situation. You want to use testimonials, case studies, or other data to demonstrate the value. Fourth, we delved into being confidently composed. And just remember, you are the expert here. So you want to guide that conversation and steer it towards a sale, but do it in a respectful and non-pushy way. Finally, we discussed follow up to the finish, and that not all sales are made on that first call. So you want to make sure that you've got follow-up after that initial consultation to answer any additional questions and reinforce that value of your services. So those are your 5 powerful techniques that can help turn your consultations into more sales. I hope you found them useful and that you will start implementing them in your own private practice. Now, before we wrap up, I have that special gift for you that I talked about earlier. If you found these techniques helpful and you would like to learn more skills to help improve your sales, I encourage you to sign up for my free download called Word for Word Scripts to help you to overcome I can't afford it and other common objections. And this resource, honestly, it's jam-packed with practical scripts that you can use in your consultation calls to help you to better overcome those common objections. Honestly, these are the exact scripts that I've used in my own practice to close more sales and to grow my business. And the best part, they're completely free. All you have to do is go to lesliebitel.com/objections, or just simply click the link below in the description to download your copy. It's my way of saying thank you for watching and being a part of this amazing community of health professionals. And please don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more helpful tips and strategies. I'd really appreciate it. And remember, you have the power to transform your consultations and discovery calls into more sales, which translates into more revenue while maintaining your sense of authenticity. All right, you've got this.